every now and then we have the pleasure and the delight of having an opportunity to interview not only individuals, but in these interviews, discuss something that's historical, impactful, and significant, meaningful, and measurable. So today I'm more than a little honored to be able to talk about an institution, an individual, a historical element, and a contributor to this community, to music, to legacy, to tradition, to history, to family, and a whole lot of other things. And the reason I'm particularly humble is because this institution, this individual, this history, this family, and this legacy have made a difference in our community for years. So if you haven't guessed, I'm talking about the late, great Otis Redding in the person of Justin Andrews, who's a grandson, really, of Otis. His mother is Carla, who's Otis's daughter. His grandmother is none other, and I can say legendary for this,
None other.
none other than Miss Zelma Redding. So we want to discuss all of the good things that have gone on and that are going on with the Otis Redding Foundation. And like I said, we have Justin Andrews, who's an intricate part of the foundation, and we got some exciting things coming up with the new building. And but in spite of that, and in addition to that, although the building is new, the legacy is not, the activities are not, the impact is not, the influence that it has had on kids is not. So we just want to talk about the Otis Redding Foundation. But let's start with Otis.
Let's do it.
That would not be a foundation without talking about your granddaddy. So just make some comments, whatever you want to say.
Yeah, man. I mean, we're I tell people this all the time. We're really piggybacking on what he had already did. Before he passed, he had this summer camp out at the ranch and invited like 300 kids out to the ranch to do, music and education programming. So now here we are, flash forward almost 51, 52 years later, and we're sitting right here getting ready to embark on our journey to build this Center for Creative Arts to continue music and education for the kids in this area. And hopefully kids from around the country will want to come to this and be able to experience music and the arts in a way that's they should be able to experience it.
Well, I noticed you said music and the arts. So talk about, the foundation, although you're in the process of building this center. Talk about some of the purpose and some of the activities and the history of not only the camp, but your involvement in music and the arts over the years. When did it start? How it's going? Where you expect to take it, and things of that nature.
So we all started in 2007 at the Georgia Music Hall of Fame when Lisa Love, who was the director of the Hall of Fame, came to us with this great idea of doing a music camp for kids in the summer. So we did the first camp in 2007. Maybe had 8 or 9 kids there to be a part of this program, and it went amazing. We never thought that it would grow into anything of what we're doing now. We thought we would do it for a couple of years and we'd move on to something different. But now here we are 15 years later, reaching over 500 kids throughout the years and being able to put these kids on platforms to not only be creative in music and having them create that way, but also having them create in the world of arts and theater and graphic design and visual design, songwriting, photography, videography, just encompassing all of these areas of the arts, into all of our programming, because we feel like majority of the kids do not have the opportunity to enjoy those different areas of the arts. So we're going to bring everything that we can to our center, especially into our programs, for kids to be able to enjoy arts and being creative in their own way.
Well, what I thought about, as you were discussing that, is that we got our own American Idol. We got our own Central Georgia Got Talent. Because
Exactly.
what happens is that this institution and this program help to discover, young people who got potential
Mhm.
and who can and who knows, man. I know you already got some success stories, and I just want to emphasize to the community that it's important.
Mhm.
It's important that we try, and all of them have it, that we try to find the button, the talent, the
Mhm.
creativity of our young people.
Of
I
course.
mean, the whole world, not only our community, but the whole world would be better served if there is a mechanism to garner and generate and discover this talent. And
Mhm.
that's what the Otis Redding Foundation does. As a matter of fact, I know you got one or two testimonials or success stories
I
that
do.
they said the proof is in the pudding.
It is. It is.
So let's
You
go with
know,
some of the pudding right now.
of course, it's great. You bringing up one is, our first one was Roderick Cox. A black kid, right here from Macon, Georgia, went to Central. And then, my grandmother, Mrs. Redding, bought him his first French horn. Then it, derived from the French horn into, I think I want to be an orchestra conductor. And my grandmother sent him all over the world to get training and all of this. And then he ended up becoming the first Black symphony conductor of the Minnesota Symphony Orchestra. And now he is in Berlin, working with the symphony over in Berlin right now. So that's one of them. We have another young kid. His name is Takari Williams. He came to us and he never wanted to do music a day in his life. And now he is on a full theatrical scholarship to Florida A&M University. He has put out various albums and EPs and singles all over Spotify, Apple Music, and things. And he is performing on a regular basis. He DJs. This kid does it all. And he would have never, taken in music the way he has if he hasn't been through our program. So it's amazing. And I mean, there's tons of others, from kids building confidence and grades going up and, being better all around in the community. So there's so many success stories of kids that come through our programs and how they turn out to be amazing individuals as they get older.
Oh, outstanding. And that's so important. So talk a little bit, I've had the honor, oh my God, of going to some of your the culmination of your music camps and
Uh-huh.
the activities and the concerts. Talk a little bit about them. I know the last one was off the chain, but I've been to several. And you know what's very, very interesting, and I want to give a shout out, and you can call their names if you wish.
Okay.
But I want to give a shout out to all of the individuals who think it would not be robbery to come in and assist the foundation in putting together not only the culmination, but working with the people. I think about Muhammad, but there are several others,
Mhm.
that are involved. So let's talk a little bit about them and the role they play in making the camp successful.
Yeah, I mean, without, like you said, without our core team, we would not be anywhere that we would be. And that includes Vincent Muhammad and Savon King, who is local, Saxon Keat, who is local, Zach Williams, Wilson is another one who's local. And then we pull in all of these other industry people from around the country to come in and, help these kids. And the coaches that we call them coaches is what we call them. And the coaches that come in, they understand that it's not about them. None of this is about them. This is all about helping these kids gain the confidence and go on to explore whatever they want to explore in music and the arts. And, you know, having that finale concert on the last day of camp, that Saturday, is one of the greatest things we've ever could have done. You know, we go through the breakdowns and the tears and the, you know, them being scared and things of that nature. But once they get on that stage and they do what they do, and they see the crowd, you know, react in a way that's positive and supportive. They see their friends, their family, people they don't even know in the crowd clapping and cheering for them. And that confidence just goes way up, way up, way up. So of course we get to showcase their talent, but you know, there's no better confidence booster than being on a stage in the Grand Opera House to showcase your talent. A lot of people don't even get to grace that stage in the run of their lifetime. So it's amazing that kids 12 to 18 can grace that stage and perform their talent.
I think that's absolutely phenomenal. And what's that guy's name who works at the radio station who sings?
Charles Davis.
Yeah.
Charles Davis.
Yeah, I know that he's done a lot with you all, and he has phenomenal voice, and I really appreciate him. Okay, you know, everything starts with an idea. Everything has a beginning. So we've talked about the beginning, you know, and then there's an old expression that says, where do we go from here?
Exactly.
You know? Exactly. So let's talk about, you know, what like my grandma would say, where us being, to where us going.
Exactly, where we going.
So I know there is some exciting news as it relates to going to the next level, you know, going to the next level through a different type of project, activity, and initiative. So talk about, you know, what's happening on Cotton Avenue.
Yeah, so earlier this year in March, we announced our plans for our very own Otis Redding Center for the Arts, which will be right at the corner of Cherry and Cotton. For those Maconites that are listening, it is in the old New Way location. For those Maconites who are listening, as of right now, this is 500 feet from the Otis Redding Foundation's current front door up the street. So we are launching this capital campaign to build this amazing center for the kids to do all of our programming inside of this space every day, after schools, weekends, and of course, all through the summer. Now, this is completely different from Dream Academy, for the ones that remember Dream Academy, completely different from that, because Dream Academy was a school, a full-on charter school. But this is strictly a after school performing arts center that kids will be able to come to and experience, you know, every day in a safe location to work and perfect and maybe learn something new in the run of a day.
Oh, that's outstanding. Well, I know it's going to take a whole lot of support.
Oh yeah.
In order for this to happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hard, you know, incidentally, I read about your grandmama, man, in the New York Times.
The New York Times, that's amazing. That she got it, a whole spread in the New York Times. That was amazing.
And I thought that was absolutely amazing, because I know it's very, very important, you know, for the whole world to know about and support, you know, what you all are doing with it's called Center for Collaborative Arts. What's the name?
The Otis Redding Center for the Arts.
Okay, the Otis Redding Center for the Arts. And then I know that you got the foundation, and it might be drying, but it's going to take a whole lot more to build that structure, you know.
It is.
And then in order for, you know, that must be Zelma. She must have heard me talking about it.
It's one of them.
But I'm not going to tell her. I'm going to call her later, okay?
Call her later.
Okay. So I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back.
Get ready, Central Georgia.
This is Alex Habersham, publisher of the Macon Middle Georgia Black Pages. I'm happy to inform the community, particularly business owners, that we're working on a new edition of the Macon Middle Georgia Black Pages and Resource Guide.
Coming soon.
So call today. You need to be a part of this.
Your resource guide to identify Black-owned businesses throughout Central Georgia.
You either get your free listing and or your ad in the upcoming edition.
We try to make it very easy through our book, electronic and digital formats, and social media. Reserve your ad space today.
Call 478-464-0074.
Visit our website at makingblackpages.com.
You cannot afford not to advertise.
Download the app.
The new Macon Middle Georgia Black Pages and Resource Guide is on the way.
Coming soon.
Justin, I answered your grandmama and told her that we're gonna express our appreciation for what she's done and how she's kicking it off. And I know it's so important to her. And the most interesting thing is that she does this with a lot of humility.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she invested a lot of her money, you know, to show her belief in this institution and this center. So I think we all should give a shout out to her, and we appreciate it. But you know, she can't do it all by herself.
That she cannot.
Yeah, and like I said when we were just before we break, so I'm so happy that, you know, the article appeared in the New York Times, because this is going to be an expensive undertaking.
Very.
But I'm very, very hopeful. And I'm gonna say I'm very assured that there will be some assistance from all over the world, because Otis was loved by everybody. And the most interesting thing, you know, he died at 26, and I know he had been performing less than 10 years. I mean, as it relates to being, you know, on the top of the chart. So there's no telling where Otis would be.
Exactly.
You know, there's no telling where Otis would be, but it is some telling where he is, because he's internationally known and internationally loved. And then I immediately recognized that T-shirt you got on, Try a Little Tenderness, and that song just jumped in my mind, you know. And then if it had been Docker the Bay, I still would have immediately known what that would, or if it had been Respect What You Want, you know, I still would have known what that was. So he was absolutely phenomenal. And he is so, see, a lot of people don't know, Justin, that this center and this academy emanated from what he wanted. You know, this was his desire.
Exactly.
And he kind of kicked it off with that activity out at the ranch. So how can people help?
So, you know, we really want the community to be able to take advantage of this and have some ownership in this as well. Because not only are we, you know, of course, we're helping kids and, you know, helping their kids and, you know, giving them a safe place to do things, bless you, giving them a safe place to do things, but also this is going to change the entire face of downtown, especially that corner, you know, up the street with the new hotel being there, 45 being there, us being across the street. We'll put the Otis Redding statue right out in the front, right in front of the amphitheater. So that'll be back as well. All the improvements they're doing to the auditorium, and the rest of the arts organizations that go up and down Cotton Avenue from 567 to the Arts Alliance, and all of them. So we are, you know, want to give them that ownership to have that arts row. And of course, you know, I always say this, and my mom may kill me if I say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. No donation is too small. There's no such thing as a too small donation. If you go to our website, otisreddingfoundation.org, all of the information about the center is there, how you can donate, how you can support. You can even volunteer with all of the programs and things that we have going on. So there's more ways than one to get involved with everything that we're doing, and help us out through this journey that we're going to achieve by next year.
Yes, sir. And then I want to encourage the community to do that. I mean, we all can support it, you know, and, you know, ain't nobody scared of Carla. So I'm going to say it again.
I am.
I know you are. But the truth of the matter is, and I understand where she's coming from, because it's such a massive undertaking, and there are some people who can make large donations, and I'm sure that they're forthcoming. But we want, in order to buy ownership, you know, if grandmama can only donate $100, then if her, you know, kids can only donate 100, then we want them to do that.
Of course.
Because that's how you buy ownership, is you invest in it. And then I guess she's gonna put me on the fundraising committee since I'm talking about
I'll leave that to her.
Yeah.
I'll leave that to her. She might
Yeah, I know
join.
that. But I'll help her. But we do want everybody, because it's our own hometown.
Mhm.
It's our own homeboy.
Mhm.
And we want to, you know, express our appreciation and love to him, you know, for what he has done and how everybody loves him. He
Mhm.
has put Macon, Georgia on the map
Yes. Mhm.
throughout the world.
Yep.
You know, so we want to pay particular homage to him for what he's done. But the other interesting thing, I observe and am familiar with a student of yours,
Mhm.
you know, who came through the camp, who they thought, you know, well, let's say challenged. But
Mhm.
man, and because what I'm trying to do is express how participation in activities, creative activities in the arts can really bring out our young people. You
Mhm.
know, so we're not gonna call his name, but talk about, let's call him Joe. Let's talk about Joe.
Okay, so you know, Joe came to camp a few years ago. When he was first coming to camp, his parents were a little concerned because he is, you know, autistic and on the spectrum. He was a little concerned about how he would react with everyone and how people would react to him, and you know, all this thing. So day one of camp, everybody's there. I mean, is Joe, it's his family, brother, everybody is here, and I'm sitting here like, okay, so this is what we're doing today. That's fine, but whatever. So the day goes on, day goes on. Joe's nowhere to be seen. Parents are looking at me asking, you know, where their kid is and yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, I don't know. Turns out he was in the rap room. So we have this world famous rap room that comes together at camp, and the kids in the rap room just literally took him underneath their wings and just brought him into this group. So then it goes down and we find out he makes beats and he plays a synthesizer and he dances and he plays bass. And I'm like, when did you start doing all this stuff? You know, like what made you want to pick up on all this? And he is an avid fan of James Brown, Prince, and Bruno Mars. Those three, I mean, that is a amazing combination of people to look up to. So the 2 weeks go on, he does this amazing song in camp, and then it's finale day. Here we are, finale day again. So concerns have arose again. But no, he went out there and I mean, he crushed it.
Yes, he did.
Crushed it. And then to make it even better, to see the support that he had from the entire, the whole cast of kids at camp. Every kid that was in camp, every coach, every counselor, everybody we had was on stage with him during that moment and giving him the confidence to do that. And I mean, that almost brought tears to my eyes. I've never seen a group of kids that have never met each other. They don't care about color, race, creed, religion, economic status. They don't care about any of that. The only thing that they care about is music and the arts. That's the only thing they care about. And if you are 100% go with that and you are going to give it your all with everything that you're trying to do in music and the arts, they're going to be right there with you 100%, and they will have your back to the day you die. And that is what we instill here at the foundation. That's what we instill there at camp. And it's amazing to see the progress that he has shown throughout these years. Now he's taking like 3 classes at Central Georgia Tech right now. He came down the other day and was like driving and came and saw us. And I was like, what are you doing here? You know? So we gave him that platform and gave him that confidence to know that he can go out and do whatever you wanted to do, no matter disability or not. You can still do whatever you want to do if you put your mind to it and put your best foot forward.
Well, I'm glad you said that. And that story is important because that just illustrates and demonstrates, you know, the value of the foundation and what it can and does mean to our community. And I'm glad you mentioned diversification because, I've been amazed at, and you said that the kids don't care about the color or the economic status. I've just been amazed at the diversity as it relates. And I think that's important in building our community. I think that's important in showing the role that the arts and music and things of that nature can play in the development of our community, particularly our kids. So if you would, make another pitch, for the support of the foundation, particularly the fundraising. So Carl will be happy with us.
There you go. So like I said, otisreddingfoundation.org. Of course, you can go on there and you can support the foundation, just operations. Of course, all of our programming, you can support scholarships for kids to come to our programming. And of course, our new venture up the road, there's always support for that too, as we get started on that as well. But like I said, we just wanted the community to understand what we're doing, and we want the community to have ownership in this, because, believe it or not, this is Macon's future. When we're all dead and gone and we're leaving it to the next generation, we hopeful that they can, be able to be better than we are. So we're going to try to teach them the best way to do it so they can be better than us and, of course, prosper more than we did while we were here. So that's our only goal here, man. That's it.
This is a call to action. I'm your host, Alex Habersham, having interviewed Mr. Justin Andrews of the Otis Redding Foundation and having discussed all of the great things that the foundation is doing and the greater thing that the foundation has on the horizon. We need your support. They need your support. The community needs your support. And one way to do it is by going to the website, the otisreddingfoundation.org.
You got it.
And make a contribution and be a part of the solution. That way we are not part of the problem. And one of the solutions is the creation, development, building, and prosperity of the Otis Redding Foundation. Thank you, man.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Job.
Thank you so much.
And I know more than try a little tenderness. I know respect, and I also know doctrine of faith.
There you go. But at this point in time, I think we all need to try a little tenderness.
Try a little tenderness. This is a call to action. I'm your host, Alex Habersham. Have a great day.
www.makingblackpages.com.
Get ready, Central Georgia, for the new
2022-2023 edition
of the Macon Middle Georgia Black Pages.
Thanks to the community-wide support, we will celebrate the 31st year
of the Macon Middle Georgia Black Pages.
Call today.
You cannot afford not to advertise.
But wait, there's more.
We give all African American businesses a free listen.
So get ready, Central Georgia,
for the new
2022-2023 edition
of the Macon Middle Georgia Black Pages.